Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for October 30th. October 30th is the 303rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 304th in leap years, with 62 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is springboard. Springboard can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, springboard might be a flexible board, usually secured at one end and used for gymnastics, stunts, or diving. A springboard may also be something that helps launch an activity, enterprise, etc., as in, his first real job served as a springboard for a career in marketing, or their idea became a springboard for the launch of their successful startup. As a verb, springboard can mean to launch, upward from or as if from a springboard, or to start or help something such as an activity or enterprise, as in, she hoped her internship would springboard her into a full-time position at the company, or who knew that one product would springboard the company's sales to such heights? The word springboard is simply a combination of the words spring and board, based on the notion that you have a board that springs, providing momentum for the launch of a person, thing, or situation. As a noun, springboard has been around since the 1770s, 1780s or so. First known use of springboard as a verb is in the early 1900s. Springboard. And with that, this is the birthday of American lawyer and politician and second President of the United States, John Adams, born October 30th, 1735. The son of a farmer and a descendant of the Plymouth Rock Pilgrims, he enrolled in Harvard University at age 16 and went on to teach school and study law before becoming our country's second president. He died on the 4th of July in 1826 at the age of 90. In the early 1900s, Russia experienced a revolution. Known as the Russian Revolution of 1905 or the First Russian Revolution, this one was mostly focused against the Tsar, the nobility, and the ruling class, and consisted of workers' strikes, peasant unrest, and even military mutinies. Tsar Nicholas II was opposed to reform and a bit autocratic, which only angered the people further. In an effort to address the concerns of the populace, though, on October 30th, 1905, Tsar Nicholas II issued what's known as the Manifesto on the Improvement of the State Order, more commonly known as the October Manifesto. In this manifesto, he pledged to grant basic civil liberties to the population based on principles of such things as freedom of conscience, speech, assembly, and association, to establish a two-house legislative body somewhat similar to British Parliament or United States Congress. The Russians called this body a Duma, and Nicholas II had had a history of establishing a Duma or allowing a Duma to be established and then dismantling it when he didn't like what they were doing. So the October Manifesto granted the reestablishment of the Duma. This manifesto also discussed generally how laws would be established and discussed who would be allowed to vote. So now people would have basic rights and a voice in legislation. There must also have been something in there about freedom of religion, because the officials of the Russian Orthodox Church got a little wound up about that because they felt that Protestantism was heresy. Overall, big changes for such a large and widespread population, and people had varying opinions and ideas about it. It was rocky going, but it was on this day that Tsar Nicholas II issued the October Manifesto. This is the birthday of Grace Barnett Wing, born October 30th, 1939. Better known by her professional name Grace Slick, she was a prominent figure in the San Francisco psychedelic music scene in the 1960s and 70s, and sang with such groups as Jefferson Airplane and their spin-off bands Jefferson Starship and Starship. Retired from singing in 1990, Grace now expresses her creativity in paintings. Grace Slick turns 84 in 2023. In honor of Grace Slick's birthday, today's song is White Rabbit. Drawing inspiration from Lewis Carroll's 1865 book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and its 1871 sequel, Through the Looking Glass, this song was written by Grace Slick, released as a single in 1967 from Jefferson Airplane's album Surrealistic Pillow, and became the group's second top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. White Rabbit also appears in several of Rolling Stone's lists of the 500 greatest songs of all time, and on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.